In last week's video, you saw us catching arboreal boas in an area where these snakes are taken and exported for the pet industry. Now we've traveled deeper into the jungle to release them in secluded areas where they can remain in the wild. Okay, so we are in a more remote area, and we're not right by the waterway, we're by a swamp. So I'm taking some of these Amazon tree boas, and we're gonna just put them gonna put him right there. We'll see what he does. I'm gonna release a few right here. We have so many of these. And the thing about the Amazon tree boas is because they're found everywhere, we don't have to worry about what type of tree we put them in because they're gonna eat frogs, lizards, whatever else comes by. But releasing them near this swamp is a great way to go because they're gonna find plenty of food and obviously water right here. I know I have at least two in my hand here. Here goes this guy. He's ready to go. He's like, yeah, thank you. That guy was ready to go. He's thinking about it. It's a little tough with a camera in his face. We took a boat ride way far north, farther than any of the hunters and trappers typically go. And we've got this perfect swamp here. And I think, those guys are looking for other things anyway. It's not worth it for them to come all the way out here just for snakes because they make more money getting birds or getting animals for meat. And the snakes are just kind of, if they see one, they bag it because they can make some money on those too. It's not their primary source. So I've got 4. Do I have 4 in here, Amy?
3 or 4, I don't know.
3 or 4, I don't know is the answer. Oh, hey, come on, I'm trying to get you out. Look at what he did with my pinky right there. Come on. Come on out. There you go. In the water? Okay. Sure.
See you later, little guy.
See you, buddy. Okay, that little biter. He was like, let me just get that guy's pinky, and then I'm going to get out of here. What I'd like to do, what I was trying to do is get these guys on a stick so that they can go up and into this foliage right here. We've got like a lot of sort of dead stuff and brown and whatever, but they can get up in this foliage and get down into the water, kind of whatever they want. Let me see if I can unball this guy. Oh, there he goes.
Those are so pretty.
Yeah, look at this one. Right?
Wow.
Want to go? Go ahead.
Yes, please, he says.
Go ahead. See you later. He's just gonna get his bearings there for a minute. What do you think, pal? Oh my goodness. Okay, I won't get too close. I was trying to get a good shot of you. Okay, let's get this one too. Oh, you took 3 leaves with you, 4 or 5. You took a handful of leaves with you. Okay. Oh, this is the one with the tail that's gone. Look at this. I bet a bird got this tail or something. Mm-hmm. But look, it just grows a little stub and probably doesn't affect this snake hardly at all. There you go, buddy. How about that? There you go. There you go. Get up in that green stuff. This one's going right up here, I decided. Hi folks, Future Bob here to be an explainer. The first thing that I want to mention is that moving snakes is tricky. There are studies that have shown some snakes have a home range and moving them out of that home range decreases their chances of survival. So for instance, in Southern California where I'm at right now, if I relocate a rattlesnake, I have to make sure that they're within, I try to make it within half a mile, but at least within a mile of where I found it. Because that's its home range, and that's where it knows where resources are. So it knows where to get food, where to get water, where shelter is.
And if you move them out of that area, they may not know where to find that stuff. And that's because in the desert, resources are very limited. Removing them from an area that they know means that they have to start from scratch and try to find food, water, and shelter, and they may not be able to. As far as I've been able to tell, there hasn't been any studies done in relocating jungle animals. But what we know is that, first of all, resources are everywhere. There's always food, water, shelter in the Amazon rainforest. So you're not going to have that same problem of an animal just not knowing where to find stuff. That being said, we do make sure that we release these snakes in an area or in a tree that's appropriate for that species. I believe that these animals are going to do a lot better being relocated because in that particular area of the Quarantine River, these animals will be caught. They'll be trapped. And their chances of survival are a lot less in the export system. And then even if they survive the export system, they might be purchased by somebody who's a newer snake keeper looking for a cheaper snake at a reptile show, and they may not do well in the care of somebody that's brand new. Whereas a captive hatched animal that starts out without parasites and is super healthy and has not gone through that export process might do really well with a new keeper. By the way, imported animals are a lot cheaper than captive hatched animals. So that's why they oftentimes end up in the hands of somebody who's just looking for something that's a little bit cheaper for their first snake. So I would love to see a study done about the movements of these animals as well as the implications of relocation of a snake in the Amazon jungle. But what we do know is that resources are not going to be a problem for these snakes, and moving them out of this area will keep them out of the hands of trappers and hunters.
So he's kind of going the opposite direction, but he's going to find the swamp. It's not that big of a deal. He'll just go around, do his thing. Can he get up a big fat tree like this? I'm guessing tonight that one's gonna have a tree frog in his belly. Look at that. He can scale the... I mean, he's going to use that, but I think he could scale the big pieces of bark on that giant tree too. It's so crazy. Like, no problem. We just climbed this big bank to get up to this area with tons of foliage because it's lovely. Okay. Look at the eyes on this one.
Look at the teeth on them.
I know. All right, let's get you ready. There you go. You're gonna go that way, huh? And they can reach so high. He's happy right there. Okay, next one. Do I only have one left in here?
Yes.
Is this our last Amazon tree boa?
Yes, it is. And as far as my opinion goes, the absolute most beautiful one we've had.
You like this one the best.
Really one of the prettiest I've ever seen.
It
Can
really
you just
is beautiful.
show the white belly before?
Yeah.
Or I guess when she takes off up the tree, we'll be able to see it too.
So the one we just released, I really like the look of, but Amy made a good point that one has some normal coloring, whereas this one is just orange. I mean, it's like an orange snake mated with a tangerine.
That's why her name is Shirley. That's why her name is Shirley Sherbet Shenanigans.
Oh yeah, because
she's sherbet color. You can be sure of that.
Yep.
She's Shirley Sherbet, and Shenanigans because Mark had to scale a cliff to get up to her.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
That's one that he scaled.
That's where she got the Shenanigans part of her name. Any hunter would have scaled a cliff to get that beauty.
Not the best camouflage situation here for this snake. No wonder these colored ones are a little bit more feisty.
Spoiler alert, we're about to buy some snakes from a trapper that we ran into. And I want to explain something about this as well as when we bought snakes from a middleman in a past video. Some people are going to say, hey, you're just supporting the practice by buying from these people. which is a good point if you're talking about buying from the market, like a retail store, you know, a big box store like Petco or something like that. When somebody buys from a store, that store doesn't know whether they're going to sell that snake or not. They stock the store with snakes and they hope they sell them, but they don't know. And if people don't buy the snakes, they won't restock the store with snakes. But this is not the market. This is the export process. So when a trapper or a hunter or anybody, it could be a logger that runs into a snake, if they catch a snake, they have one person to sell it to. It's the middleman. That middleman will pay them for their work of catching that snake. They'll always buy the snake. There's never a question as to whether they're going to be able to sell it or not. Same with the middleman to the exporter. The exporter shows up at the middleman's place, buys all the snakes that they currently have. That's who pays him for his work. So these guys don't ever sell to anyone else. There's not a market in Suriname for snakes. Nobody keeps snakes as pets, and they in fact think it's crazy to do so. And we probably were the first people, I'm sure that we were the first people to buy snakes from this hunter just off the shore. He's probably never sold a snake to anyone but the middleman. And same with when we bought from the middleman. We're probably the first non-exporter to buy from him. So by purchasing these snakes from these people, we're not encouraging or discouraging the practice of exporting. All we're doing is interrupting the exporting process for these particular animals and bringing them back into the wild to release them. We don't really have an effect at all on the business in general of exporting these animals. We're just helping some snakes. Okay, we're doing this again. This time, though, this is the people who trap the snakes. We met up with some friends of Mark and Kenny's, and they have some snakes that they were going to bring to Apura, and we're just going to buy them right here. What is it? It's 2 cooks?
2 cooks and 2 emeralds.
So 2 Amazon tree boas and 2 emeralds. So we're just going to buy them from them right here, and you know, take them back. So is that the emerald? Right, nice little emerald. Yeah, beauty.
Are you gonna take them to Apura?
Yeah. No.
No.
We're gonna release them back in the wild. But we said people
I know it sounds crazy.
That sounds crazy, yeah.
they're young.
Yeah, young ones.
Great. Even better. Wow, that's great.
If that way bite you, she never like them. But when them just bite you, she like them.
You have 4 fungs you have, eh?
Keto, thanks for selling us those snakes. Tell me how you go about getting a snake when you pull it out of a tree.
You just have to climb the tree and then snatch it with the hand and then put it in the bag.
So all by hand.
Yeah, all by hand.
You're not using a noose. You're not using a fork. Nothing.
No. Just the hands, bare hands.
And how long have you been a hunter?
Maybe for 20 years.
Normally, when you come out to hunt, how long are you out in the bush hunting?
For 10 days, maybe 10, 12 days.
10 or 12 days.
Yeah.
And how many? What are you primarily looking for? Like what's?
Like the animals, snakes, and fishes. Normally, what we can make a little life on depends on what we got. We take it along.
Right. And so you're hunting for meat, and you're also
and fish and what I can find to make a living out of it.
Right. And how many green snakes? How many emeralds would you maybe find in a 10-day trip?
Sometimes it depends. It depends. Maybe like 1, maybe 2. Sometimes you have luck, then you get a lot, like 7, 8. Sometimes in the mating season, then you get a lot.
A lot in the mating season. And what is the mating season for them?
Like it's May, June, the rainy season. We do normally hunting just to survive. We don't have actually job in Apura. There is no work supplies, and so we have to hunt and fish for the life we're doing.
Yeah.
That's the way we make our life in quarantine.
Yeah, and that's your job. I mean, that's
my job, you can say.
So we're leaving these hunters' camps right now, and one thing that I've learned is every encounter that we've had with people, the trappers, hunters, exporters, middlemen, everybody is so nice. This is, I think a lot of times we look at people that are exporting animals and in that trade as like that's a bad. That those are bad people, but they're really not. And this is a way of life. There are resources here in the jungle, and they're doing this to survive. And
They are the nicest people, really. I mean, everybody that I've met in Suriname, and especially in Apura, where all of these people are from that we're seeing out here in the bush, are just incredibly generous individuals. So it's a treat to meet these people.
Am I on video?
That's our cameraman.
Oh my gosh, I am She-Kent.
You are She-Kent.
I know it's hard to tell the difference.
You know, a little thing right here on your beard. Mm-hmm. And you also need to be slightly more afraid of snakes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how to arrange that. I could grow a beard more easily than I could be afraid of snakes.
That's probably true. Let's go release these emeralds, huh?
All right, let's do it.
This clip is specifically for the Horde of Keepers over on Patreon. It's specifically for them because I know that a lot of you guys just skip this part. And I get it, because if your name's not on the board, you're going to skip it. But anyway, Horde of Keepers, you know, we might stop doing handwritten Patreon scrolls because it's getting to be a lot. There's a lot of you here. Oh, look at some of you are in the weeds. Look at that. So we're still going to do something fun and interesting, but it's probably not going to be handwritten because, man, it takes a lot of time. So special thanks to all of you here in the Horde of Keepers and to the channel sponsors, Black Box Cages, Lane Labs, and Gray Family Snakes. I really appreciate all of you. It's time to release the emeralds. We found a perfect spot that Amy likes. We've got a lot of, things that the rats eat and the birds eat, which means that there are things that snakes will eat. And so we're gonna find a tree. Amy, you wanna find a spot for this one?
Yes, I do.
We'll let her go.
I'm gonna choose that vine system right there. Also, I wanted to say before I release this beautiful girl is that she had gotten into a really bad thorn bush when we found her. She's got some old wounds that she obviously had before she shed last. And there was a thorn so deep in her, I could hardly pull it out. And she had one right on top of her head as well. So not only did she get relocated to a more secluded area, but she also got a little bit of medical attention. She's long, you guys. I mean, I'm going to estimate 5 feet on that.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least.
She seems longer than me.
She might be longer than 5 feet. She's not the fattest emerald in the world, but hopefully by you removing those thorns from her back, she will be more comfortable eating. So guys, this is one of the babies that we bought from the trapper. It's been really sweet the whole time. These northerns have a reputation for being really snappy and bitey, but none of the ones that we got out of the wild were really like that. We had to work with them a little bit, but I think what they go through in transit when they go from a trapper to a middleman to the exporter and then they get shipped and everything makes them pretty cranky. But this snake, even as a baby, has been really sweet. So we've got an area here with lots of frogs. It's way out of the way. There's no trappers that are gonna find this snake because there's no reason for them to go this far. They can find everything they want closer in. So we're gonna put him just in this little root system and let him go where he wants to go. So this is a snake that is not scared to be on my arm. He would have whipped off my arm right away if he hated life. Can you see him from that side?
Yes.
Nice. So the idea was to put the snake down lower in the root system where he can get access to frogs and stuff easier, but it looks like even at this age, this snake might be a yearling, we're guessing, because it's still very small. It's gone through its color change, but even at this age, they're wanting to be up higher, I think. Which he can easily do. So this baby clearly did not like my root system. Climbed all the way to the other side and then out of it and found a tree that he prefers. He wants to climb up. He's like, yo, I'm not a neonate anymore. Get me up in the trees. There he goes, straight up into that foliage up there. I kind of want to see this emerald climb up this, I don't know if you call it a root or what it is, but, oh, maybe he's going to climb down. Maybe I pointed him in the wrong direction. He may not want to go where we want him to, but we'll see.
That'll be cool if that one too.
I don't mind this one. He's going to find some great branches up there once he gets up a little higher. It's a great spot for him.
I'm super proud of the location that we found, Bob.
There we go. That's one of the ones that we bought from the trapper. And we've got this snake in a vine system that goes right over the water here. You can find frogs, probably young rodents.
Birds.
Yep,
Lizards.
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
We released a number of snakes here, and this is the perfect spot. It was harder to get to, it took longer to get to, but it's the perfect spot. So I'm happy that we found it. Check this out. I mean, that's anaconda territory right there. Amy, you're the math professor.
Yes.
How many snakes in total did we release on this trip?
13 plus 7. That's 20. Good thing I'm a math professor, or else we wouldn't have been able to figure that out.
But hold on. Does that include the 4 that we just bought from the trapper?
Yes. Oh, wait, that didn't include 4 emeralds. 13 cooks, 4 emeralds, that's 17, plus the 7 we got from Kurt. So that's 24. 24 snakes.
24 snakes in total that we released.
7 plus 4, so 11 that were actually already in transport that we rescued.
Right. That's amazing. So the snakes that we bought, check out that video right up top as we trip through the foliage here. There's a video right up there that's going to show you that.
You'll love it.
So check out that video.